Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/slash entitled people. In today's episode, got called a creep for ordering same food as an entitled woman. Just witnessed a Karen at a local restaurant. Planet Karen. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Got called a creep for ordering same food as an entitled woman. I, 27M, and my wife, 30F, were running a couple errands on my day off, and as is customary being humans that are alive and possessing a functioning stomach, we got hungry. I took a quick detour to a well-known Chinese food chain because I was in the mood for some orange chicken. My wife stayed in the car while I ran in to grab the food. There weren't very many people inside, and I was like, sweet, I should be in and out of here pretty quick. Little did I know that one of the three people standing in front of me was a Karen. There was a couple in front of me that looked like they were in their early 20s and a man ahead of them who looked like he was in his late 20s. The girl was reasonably attractive and dressed in pajamas, definitely not the kind of look you'd normally see with a Karen, which is why I was so thrown off by what she said to me. The two guys order their food without incident. Now, when the girl orders her food, I notice she happens to be ordering the exact same thing I want to order. Crazy, I know. When the staff member asks me what I want, I order the same thing. The girl, hearing what I ordered, looks back at me with the most disgusted look on her face and says, "I have a boyfriend, you creep. Are you trying to get with me or something?" Before I can even get a word in edgewise, she walks off in a huff to join her BF at the till. She continues to glare at me once or twice while her BF rolls his eyes and finishes paying. Both me and the staff member look at each other thinking, did she really just say that? Then the nice middle-aged Chinese woman serving me says to me, "I'll give you a little extra chicken." I turn back to her and say, "Thanks, my wife will really appreciate that. Can I get an order of orange chicken too for myself?" Gotta love Karens. Not only are they the center of the universe, now all men want them so badly they'll eat icky food to hit on them. Who even makes that correlation over a fast food order? These people are the definition of egotistic. Newsflash, Karen, you're not all that. Get over yourself. Completely agreed. The only possible way she could have this reaction is by having a massive ego, thinking the world revolves around her. Disgusting. Isn't that just about the only thing anyone ever orders at that chain? I prefer the walnut shrimp. And anyone else who orders that is obviously a creep trying to hit on me. /s. I would have burst out laughing. Then pointed at her. Orange chicken. What are the odds? My wife and I were laughing about it when I got in the car and told her about it. I was just shell-shocked in the moment because she didn't give off the initial impression of a Karen. I told her, "So there's a girl in that restaurant that says you're a creep and she has a BF, so don't bother her." Reminds me of a story the other day. Girl drops tickets. Guy picks them up and says, "Excuse me." Girl says, "I have a boyfriend, creep." Guy keeps and uses expensive tickets. That's beautiful. I can only imagine the look on the girl's face when she realized. She has main character syndrome. Sis really thought that she was so important and beautiful that the entire male race wanted her to be their girlfriend or something. Just witnessed a Karen at a local restaurant. It's Friday night and this happened 10 minutes ago. I'm sitting by the POS at the bar relaxing when an unsuspecting lady, 60s, walks up to the bar and demands service at her table. Bar manager asks her what table she is at and she points to a table that clearly has not been bussed yet. Manager, have you checked in with our hostess? "K, no, the table was open." Manager, we have a sign up front clearly stating to check in with the host/hostess. Please leave the table and check in properly. As you can see, we have 10 plus groups already in before you. K, this is unacceptable. Manager, please check into the waitlist like everyone else. Karen sulked in a defeated way and sat in the waiting area with her friend. I'm super proud of a local spot not caring about Karens throwing their weight around. I once had a group that sat down at a dirty table and asked in a nasty tone if I could clean up their table. I went to the front door and took the "Please wait to be seated" sign and placed it in front of the table so they all could see it. Yeah, I got written up for that, but totally worth it. My friend was a GM at a national chain. People would do this crap all the time. He would always tell them they would be front of the list, but would keep moving them back until they would get frustrated and leave. I was a hostess for a couple years, and that kind of crap drove me nuts. My manager never backed me up either, always let the douchebags stay and eat. This is a locally owned spot and the owners/managers have the employees' backs. Anytime a Karen throws a tantrum and demands something, or they will never step foot in this place again. The managers usually laugh and point to the line of people on the waitlist and say, "I think we will do all right without your business." Planet Karen. I just encountered a wild Karen at a Planet Fitness. Two things: I am 6 feet 1 inch, about 2 meters, tall and weigh 240 pounds. This is relevant because I've dealt with many people like this who think they can get me in trouble because I am a large male, and poor little them. I was down to my last exercise on one of the machines. There was a middle-aged blonde woman using it, so I stood about 8 feet away. I did not even look in her direction. I was listening to music on my earbuds and watching one of the many TVs while glancing back at my phone here and there. About 5 minutes into it, she turns to me. I take my headphones out, and she asks if I'm waiting for the machine. I say yes, then look back at my phone. Karen: well, I'm going to be a while. Me: no rush. She then gets up and waves her hand in my face and says, "Can you not stand over me?" Me: I'm not standing anywhere near you, I'm patiently waiting for the machine. I even made sure my body wasn't facing her in an aggressive manner. At this time, there was an older woman who just sat down at the next machine over and said, "Don't worry honey, you can come stand over me." We both laughed. Then I moved about 2 feet closer to her, and away from Karen. Karen starts to mutter insults to herself, but I don't really care and go back to my music. About 10 minutes later she dramatically gets up and yells, "You can jump on it now," as she goes marching towards the front desk. I reply, "Don't worry, I'll wipe it down and clean it for you," because of course she didn't. I get my sets and then walk up to the front desk and ask, "What did she say about me?" One replies, "You. She was talking about you." I nod. The second replies, "You're like the nicest guy in here. You come in, do your work, and never bother anyone." The first one says, "Yeah, you're the sweetest guy and always polite. We've had issues with her, Karen, in the past. Don't worry about it." While the three of us are chatting and laughing, I glance across the gym at Karen and, if looks could kill. Then this other guy walks up to me and tells the two staff members, "I saw the whole thing. That woman is something else." He was nothing but polite to her and she was being belligerent. He then looks at me and says, "You handled that a lot better than I would have." This ending may not be as satisfying, but it's a huge win for me and I just had to share it somewhere. These situations don't always work out in my favor. I'm just thankful it did, and Karen had to sit there getting more angry and more miserable. Cherry on top, the other little old lady. And now they're married, and OP adopted all of her cats. 6 feet 1 inches 186 centimeters, not 2 m. Didn't anyone start clapping? Sorry that happened. I am grateful we don't have anyone at my gym like that. Well, we did, but he is gone now. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.